Oh, I think y'all are gonna like this one. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Sex Here and Now. As always, I am Matt Lockman. I'm a licensed clinical therapist and ASECT certified sex therapist. I recently read an article entitled Gonorrhea and Syphilis Hit Record Levels in Europe, posted by the BBC. And as a sex educator, I thought it important to debunk some of the fear mongering and tell you all how I interpret this data because this is not just happening in Europe, it is happening in your own backyard. Seriously, people may be banging in your backyard. I don't know. Go take a look. New data from the European Center of Disease Prevention and Control shows that gonorrhea and syphilis reached their highest record levels in Europe in more than a decade during 2024. The biggest findings include a 303% increase in gonorrhea since 2015, 45,557 reported cases of syphilis, more than double the number reported in 2015. And chlamydia remains king and the most commonly reported bacterial STI with 213,000 cases. Although diagnoses have decreased by 6% since 2015. Okay. The ECDC attributes the rise in part due to gaps in testing, prevention, and sexual health services. This is where I want to pause because most of you who are listening to this or who come across these headlines from time to time probably think that sex is the problem and people need to stop having it. Period. End of story. Burn the sluts. In reality, the biggest takeaway from all of this comes down to the fact that the rise in STIs across the world, not just Europe, has a lot to do with the erosion of sexual health infrastructure. When people have less access to affordable testing, fewer places to receive treatment, less comprehensive sex education, and fewer public health campaigns encouraging prevention, infections spread more easily. That shouldn't be surprising. If people don't know that they have an infection, they can't get tested. If they can't get tested, they may unknowingly pass it on to somebody else. This is how outbreaks grow. The research tells us something else that is incredibly important. People do not stop having sex because we tell them to. We have decades of evidence showing that shame based messaging and abstinence only approaches do not eliminate sexual behavior. They simply make people less likely to seek testing, ask questions, carry condoms, disclose symptoms, or have honest conversations with partners. Shame doesn't stop sex, it stops healthcare. Before we keep going and talking about STI rates and debunking some of these myths, I want to talk about something that makes sex extremely pleasurable and thank today's sponsor, Uberlube. One of the easiest ways to reduce the risk of irritation during sex is to use a high quality lubricant, and that's exactly why I recommend Uberlube. It's a premium silicone lubricant that lasts a long time, doesn't get sticky, and works beautifully, whether you're having vaginal sex, anal sex, or simply want a smoother, more comfortable experience. Now, I do want to be clear about something because this episode is all about sexual health. Lubricant does not prevent sexually transmitted infections. Condoms and other barrier methods are still some of the best tools we have for reducing STI transmission. But using a quality lubricant alongside condoms can decrease friction, improve comfort, and make it more likely that people use protection consistently. If you're looking to upgrade your bedside table, I genuinely think Uberlube is one of the best products on the market. You can check them out by using the link in my show notes and support both the podcast and your own sexual wellness at the same time. All right, let's get back into the episode. If we actually want STI rates to decline, the answer isn't policing people's sexual lives and trying to scare the shit out of them through these headlines. It's about making sexual health care easier to access, normalizing sexual health routines and STI screenings. It's making condoms affordable and readily available, providing comprehensive, evidence based sex education that teaches people how to reduce risk instead of pretending risk doesn't exist. And it's creating healthcare environments where people can say, I think I should get tested, without fearing judgment from the person sitting across from them. Healthy societies don't reduce STI rates by pretending sex isn't happening. They reduce STI rates by accepting that sex is a normal part of being human and giving people the tools they need to engage in it as safely as possible. So the next time you come across a headline that says something like, super syphilis is spreading and turning people into aliens or whatever, do me a favor and be a little bit more critical and curious. Have sex, get tested, ask questions. That, my friend, is sexual health. Sex Here and Now is written and recorded by me, Matt Lockman. For more resources, education, or support, you can find me on all social platforms at Cleveland Sex Therapy. Thanks for being here, and as always, stay curious.